good tidings, friends. I know it's been a while. Things are still a mess, as you can probably see. I mean, there's a pile of blankets, everything. Everything is a hot mess right now. We're moving. Um, it's there's a lot of stuff going on, so our regular videos are still on hiatus, but because of the new trailer, we had to do something, so I'm doing this, like, tiny little cruddy thing, as fast as I can, and uploading it without doing any editing to it, just because I don't have time to do, like, a proper video right now, so there won't be any, like, fancy, like, images on the screen or anything, unfortunately, and I'll probably do a, like, legit version of this later when I have time, and I'm settled in my new place, but, for now, the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, oh my god, it was beautiful. There are a lot of things I want to talk about. First and foremost is that I want to talk about a lot of people are talking about the little mecha toys being unversed, and I want to clarify on that. They're not unversed. I know the symbol looks similar. Some people are saying that it's similar enough, which, and that the unverse symbol is sometimes inconsistent, which, I mean, it stretches to fit the unverse, but it's not that inconsistent. It doesn't have any of the outlining that it normally has and stuff like that. But the big, key thing that, like, puts a nail in the coffin is that they don't have the crying eyes. All unversed have those red eyes that Nomura is very particular about, are designed to look like they are crying in different ways to represent Vanitas' pain, because Vanitas is a precious child who needs to be taken away from Xehanort and given some chocolate. So because none of them, like, there are no, even the Chrono Twister, if you look inside of the sand, there's, like, a little ball with a face on it. So they're all, even the shoe has a face. What emotion is Shu? We still don't know, but it has a face. So the fact that these mechas don't have a face is pretty much the final thing. Also, the idea that Sora would be able to pilot it is kind of weird, or the fact that there's a cockpit at all, like, if they made a bunch of unversed for people that, like, Vanitas can control all of them with his head, why would he need a cockpit? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Unless like, Xehanort was supposed to be like, I need you to make mechas for the rest of the organization, but it's not like the rest of the organization is there using them, so it's kind of like, why? They're pretty clearly just, like, random toys that got animated or possessed, or are alive because it's Toy Story. They're probably working for Zurg. They have little M's instead of Z's on their shoulders, I noticed, that look similar to the Zurg emblem, so, because I was looking for the Zurg symbol as my initial, like, they're not unversed, they're Zurgs. But those of you who don't know your Toy Story lore, get checked and watch some Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. But, yeah, so that's that little thing. Also, Sora being able to control an unverse, now, this is, like, an entirely different thing, because his relationship to Vanitas, maybe that would technically be possible, maybe that's why Baby Dort was there, like, checking on him or whatever, which I don't think is the case, but, because they're not unversed, or if they were heartless, or, like, also, like, a nobody wouldn't have a cockpit, because they're literally bodies, so, it's... They're just robots. They're cute little robot toys, unfortunately. Because I would have rather them been unversed also. Like, don't be like, oh, well, it's like, I obviously, of all people, want Vanitas up in that trailer more than anyone. But I mean, and also, as far as I'm concerned, he's already confirmed because of chess, so, next, lore-wise, we're gonna talk about the things that Baby Nort said, showing up being super cryptic and shit. And, sorry, my snake is right behind the camera, and I keep getting distracted because he's being cute. The big important thing of that trailer, I mean, besides the Toy Story reveal, but more on that in a minute, because I want to get the lore stuff out, and then some more of the rambly stuff, is that Baby Nort shows up and basically says, yeah, we're trying to resurrect someone right now, and we need some shit. That's a big thing, because you have to also think about the fact that they have the power of time travel. Anyone who has existed between when Baby Nort left his island to current time, they can just time travel into existence. Because initially I thought, like, oh, is that how they're getting, like, Vanitas back or something? Especially based off of what he said before that, which was about the, he specifically says, look how the shadows bring him to life. And I'm assuming he's referring to a toy, even though I'm not sure what that implies, given that all of the toys in Toy Story should already be alive. I mean, I should check my source in Toy Story lore. Like, are there not sentient toys in Toy Story? Like, or if that's just how he's assuming it's working, like with the Pinocchio situation or something like that. Or it could be something or someone else entirely, but it was a very sketchy thing, but it probably applies in some way or form to Toy Story. Oh, hey, you know what? Given what we had with Dark Baymax, it's probably, shit, what was his name? There's, like, a, evil Negaverse Buzz Lightyear in the Buzz Lightyear Star Command cartoon. It might be him, for all I know. But, that line is still important, but I think what he's referring to is something in the Toy Story world, but what he's saying that in relation, and like Nobody's and Heartless, they fit together, he says that, so that's not that important. It is, but compared to everything else, it's those things in relation to what he says afterwards about resurrecting someone, and the fact that that person that they're resurrecting has to be, like I was saying, someone before Xehanort was born, effectively, because otherwise they could just time travel them to before they got fucked. Which means it's probably someone from the Key era. It could be one of the foretellers, it could be Ephemera Scold, one of the second-gen foretellers, it could be the Master of Masters, it could be Lushu, it could be you, the player. You are the 13th Seeker of Darkness confirmed, could be the plot twist of Kingdom Hearts 3, and it would be hilarious. I am all for this. But it's most likely someone like Skull or Ephemera, I think. I don't think it's one of the first generations. It could be the Master of Masters or Lushu, but I'm personally of the idea that the Master of Masters is going to be the main villain-ish figure of Kingdom Hearts 4, and they're setting up for the next lore, and they're just tying that in now that he's not going to be a Seeker, but I could be wrong. It could be him, but the point is it has to be before Xehanort if they're talking about having to bring them back without just cheating with time travel. So that's the big. Also, I would like to shout out to Baby Nort literally stepping on Sora. That was hilarious. For those of you who didn't catch that, if you look very closely where Sora's like guarding against something while he's talking to Baby Nort, that's his shoe. That's just straight up his shoe. He's like, bitch, I'm gonna, and this is something very hilarious. I'm a little disappointed we don't get Toy Xehanort, but it's made up for the fact that you have him just stepping on him. Talking about Toy Stories, the toy designs are beautiful. I love this. I'm really happy and excited for Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 4. I am of the personal opinion that the Toy Story choice for revealing Toy Story as the new world is a little bit of a cop-out. I understand they wanted to show off the new costumes, but because of the history with Toy Story, they've been trying to get it in the game since the first game, but there's been lawsuit stuff, and we know that that's been resolved recently. And we knew that they were going to put it in the game because they've wanted it so bad for so long, and now they can. The fact that they chose something that was basically already confirmed, like Big Hero 6, that was a shocker, because of how close it had been to coming out. I understand, like, I'm not super mad or anything, I'm just like, oh, come on, guys, you couldn't have, like, picked something, like, we weren't sure about. Like, I really wanted to know that, like, Princess and the Frog was gonna be in there, because we all want Dr. Facilier with Heartless. That is a match made in heaven, guys. But no, it looks beautiful, they look just like the movie, all of that. It's going to be a super fun level. Ignore the microwave going off in the background if you can even hear that. Like I said, it's a clusterfuck today. Closing notes. if you pay way too much attention like I do, you'll notice that the organization codes are now being animated slightly differently because they have more polys on the model to spend, is what I'm assuming the reason for that. They all used to come down so the hood was folded and there was this huge amount of man cleavage because, like, the zipper would be, like, here and then it would be, like, collarbone. And actually the person with the lowest coat was actually Vexen, of all people. It was very strange. And even Baby Nort had the, like, but I noticed earlier, I was like, his coat's, like, zipped all the way up to here, like, son, are you embarrassed? Did someone point this out? And you're just like, I'm from the 1940s, I can't be showing that much skin, like, what happened there? But I went back and checked the old trailer, and I hadn't noticed it on Ansem and Xemnas, because I was too, I mean, I haven't done a video on that either, Ansem and Xemnas talking about, the whole Roxas thing, and it wasn't as high up as Baby Nort's, but it was zipped up, and they fixed it basically so that the coat was physically possible, because before, for the conservation of polys, if it was down, it was, like, flat and folded in a way that doesn't make sense, and when the hood was up, it had the huge, like, collar piece coming up to, like, here, and now that piece actually stays, so it's like a physically existing article of clothing, even though it's very annoying for us cosplayers. It should be better, because it's, like, but we're so used to the old version. A quick note on the last trailer, because I didn't get to do anything on that. I mean, there's not a lot to talk about with that. It was mostly gameplay. There were the 2 cutscenes, but I mean, okay, Maleficent's looking for the box. Okay, I mean, like, there's not a lot to say about that. Like, yeah, Molly knows what's fucking up, because she's Maleficent. And we knew the black box was important. And the scene with, Xemnas and Ansem and Sora, I'm really stoked for that. I just want Sora to impale himself again to give us Roxas, because I'm a bad person. But basically what that scene was confirming was the fact that we were definitely going there in Kingdom Hearts 3, which is something that I wanted to know. Because, I mean, that's that kind of thing you're like, well, technically by the, basis of the lore, Sora could bring Roxas back at any time if he did stupid shit. So the fact that Xemnas is actually, Team Nort is doing the smart thing and appealing to Sora's, like, basically trying to get Sora to, like, give them what they want by helping other people that they know he wants to help. It's actually, obviously very smart of them, because they're smart people. But I'm glad that they're doing that, and I'm glad that that's going to be a thing that Sora has to deal with, so that's very exciting. I have less to say about the extended version of that trailer that they showed at D3, because they showed that to us early at the concert. It was just extended gameplay footage. I'm stoked for that hammer keyblade. I want it. I want it so bad. And that, apparently fall damage isn't a thing. You can just fall forever, and all you do is get G-force so you can slam into things better. Forget terminal velocity, guys! But I've rambled on for, it's 13 minutes. I gotta end the video now. It's 13 minutes. So, that's it for now. Thanks for listening. I'm super excited about the trailer. I hope you are too. Be sure, I know we're on hiatus, but still subscribe so you know when we come back and all that. Follow us on Twitter on Seeks of Dorks for more, we're still posting on Twitter fairly regularly about things. Because that's a lot easier than uploading a video. So, give us a shout, and remember, save your tears, because we will actually be back one day. Bye, guys.